I'm Lauren. If you haven't seen me on one of these videos before, I'm the supervisor of fish, invertebrates, and birds. And today we are going to be feeding our shark exhibit. So in this exhibit we have 2 black-tipped reef sharks and we have 3 white-spotted bamboo sharks. And you'll notice that the white-spotted bamboos hang out on the bottom and the black-tipped reef sharks swim kind of in the water column. And that is indicative of the 2 different types of sharks that they are. And you will notice here in just a few seconds that there will be a very large yellow ball on the end of a stick going down into the water. And that is actually for the white-spotted bamboo sharks. We do training with our sharks here, just like the Marine Mammal Care Department does training with the seals and sea lions. So I promise it will be going into the water. You also notice that we have some fish in here as well, and we also have a tessellated eel. So we do feed all of the fish in the exhibit, but we target feed the sharks because we want to make sure that they get enough to eat. Despite their reputation, sharks are a little bit slower when it comes to their eating. Out in the ocean, they will pick off the sick and injured fish. They're kind of the cleanup crew for the ocean. They keep everything healthy. So in an exhibit with a lot of healthy fish, the fish actually eat most of the food, whereas the sharks get left out in the cold. So we have to make sure that they get enough food to maintain their correct weight and get vitamins, so they're getting all their nutrition. And actually, we can start heading back there. You might see what's going on. And we're gonna get a little special tour here as we go. You get to see our other lovely exhibits. We're heading behind the scenes. So this is the backup area for all those exhibits that we just passed. You'll notice that we have everything labeled, lots of life support, a little bit noisy. Lots of water. And here we come to the shark exhibit. We actually have to pass the camera off here. That's Kelly. She's going to take over.
Hi, everyone.
And that's Natalie, our aquarist, who's the primary for this exhibit. And she did get that yellow ball on a pole situated in the bottom of the exhibit there. So Natalie, can you tell us a little bit about what the sharks are going to be eating today?
Yeah, so I have their prepared food right here, which I'll show you guys. So we have some herring, which is actually fatty herring specifically. We have capelin, and so over here I kind of have, we also feed our sharks vitamins. So I have them already stuffed, but it's basically like a multivitamin, so a lot of the different vitamins and different basically components of the fish that would have naturally that are lost when they're being frozen. So our sharks, just like our seals and sea lions and our penguins, get vitamins. So that's also something they'll be getting today. Over here.
Natalie, I already told everybody about our different sharks that we have in the exhibit, but was there any reason why you decided on the target that we have for the white-spotted bamboo sharks?
Not specifically. It was more of just trying to find something big enough that would be something different enough in their exhibit that they would notice. So I wanted something that would catch their attention because I didn't want to just stick something in there and then it just be like another thing in their exhibit. So just something eye-catching, something that would be different enough that they would want to come over and explore it. And then at that point, we would just kind of put a command to it. So when they would come to it eventually, we would start rewarding them for coming to it.
And I see you're wearing a whistle. Do you use that whistle for this feeding session?
Yeah. So I start out by, when I started the training, eventually I started doing the whistle as a way to let them know that when they go to the target, they hear the whistle, then they get their food. Just as another way to let them know that, yes, this is what I want.
Okay, well, we want to start feeding, and then we can maybe get some questions from our audience if anybody is curious as to what's happening or have any questions about sharks in general. Just let us know. So we're here, and like I said, sharks are a little bit slower with eating, so this does take a little bit of time. A lot of times people think that sharks will immediately eat all the food and everything will be gone and the fish don't get anything to eat. But in reality, they're very opportunistic, and if they feel like eating, they will take the food. And if they don't, then we try again on another day. So we feed this exhibit. How many times do we feed, Natalie?
3 times a week.
Perfect. And in the ocean, sharks will generally eat 1 to 2% of their body weight per week. So we actually, offering food 3 times a week, we're ensuring that they not only meet that requirement, but they actually exceed it. So not only does it make sure that they are really healthy, but it does help with the occasional desire to snack, because that is something that will happen when you have a shark exhibit. They do occasionally eat their tank mates, but it doesn't happen very often at all because we have these feeding sessions and keep them nice and happy and healthy.
So another thing I forgot to mention is we obviously, like we said, have fish in this exhibit too. So I was just kind of fighting with a couple of our fish down there, trying to eat the herring. I was trying to feed one of the sharks. So typically at the beginning of feeds, I'll just kind of scatter feed a little bit just for the fish to kind of be satiated a little bit, enough to where they're not trying to steal my shark's food off the pole.
And there's also the eel in here, and the eel is actually target fed, but the eel does not go to a target. Target feeding in this situation means that you are ensuring that a piece of food goes to that particular animal. So the word target can mean multiple things. But yeah, so our eel gets fed the same time as our sharks. And just like the sharks, sometimes the eel will eat, sometimes the eel does not eat. So it just depends on the day. And while Natalie is focusing on the sharks, I was hoping our Remora was some on the other side, but he's over here by me. These are black and white striped fish right there. If you notice that fish stuck to the window, that is completely normal. So Remora, you'll see, have a very flat top, and those muscles are adapted to be able to be like a suction cup. So out in the ocean, they like to stick to whales, large sharks, large fish. They're very lazy. So they hitch a ride on larger fish, and then they eat the scraps of food that those fish then drop when they eat. So in this exhibit, the Remora has discovered sticking itself to the window is a very, very lazy way to just hang out and not have to exert a lot of energy, and food will be dropped into the water 3 days a week. Do you have any questions?
How big is the largest shark at the aquarium?
So that would actually be
Dark.
yes.
She ran along the back wall coming that way.
That's one of our black tip reef sharks. We do name certain animals just for identification purposes. It makes feeding a whole lot easier. They do have their numbers in the inventory program, but it's a lot easier to say I fed Dart 4 pieces of herring as opposed to black tip reef shark 47295. I just made that up, but she does have a number. And speaking of she's, all of our sharks in this exhibit are female. That was a little bit by design. Male sharks tend to chase the females quite a bit. So we try to limit that interaction by just having females in here.
So I have taken the target out because it is the end of the bamboo training session. So now we're going to be focusing on our black tips. They do not come to the target. We don't reward them when they do because we don't want them to start interfering with the bamboo's feeding. So they are only fed off of the pole. They don't have a target. They don't have a station that they have to go to. Just anywhere that they are, we'll feed them. We feed them off the pole because, like I said, we feed all of our sharks vitamins. So we want to make sure that they are getting their vitamins.
We have another question while we're waiting. How can you tell the difference between males and females?
So that's actually a very good question, and it's easily answered. So all sharks and stingrays and their cousins are easily identified because, Kelly, if you actually come over here, males have what are called claspers, and they look like two fingers that are on their underside, back towards what is known as their anal fin. So if they have claspers, they are a boy. If they do not, they are a girl. So it's very easy to tell the two apart. That's a very good question.
And we also have a question where the sharks are from.
So our white-spotted bamboo sharks have been here for a very long time. I have only worked here for almost 2 years now. Natalie has been here just a little over a year. So I'm not 100% on their history, but the black tip reef sharks were purchased from a licensed collector. But we do, with all of our animals in our collection, preference is whenever possible to actually get animals surplus from other facilities and kind of trade, if you will. If someone has an animal that the exhibit is changing themes or just has outgrown their exhibit, as an example, or just one of many different factors, a lot of times they will post and say, hey, we have this animal available, is anyone interested? And usually, the receiving facility just says, yeah, sure, and send them our way. And then sometimes it's actually a trade, so do you happen to have this animal as a surplus that we can trade as in place of whatever you're looking for? But we do try to trade as much, do surplus animals as much as possible, or a lot of species of fish nowadays are actually aquaculture, and so we try to focus on those animals as well.
All right, we have, what part of the world can you find them in the ocean?
So these animals are found in the Indo-Pacific. That's their native range. Some of the species can be found in other areas as well, but that's kind of the focus for this exhibit right now. But yeah, we try to showcase all the oceans as much as possible, and we have quite a variety of species here. So we have Pacific, Atlantic, Indo-Pacific. Those are the three major ones right now. Yes, yeah, that we have exhibited.
And are any of them dangerous?
No. So, well, that would be my answer. Anything with a mouth can bite, but sharks get a bad rap. The vast majority of the time, a shark will bite a human as a case of mistaken identity or a person not behaving as they should in the shark's habitat. So, but a lot of times with the larger species of shark, they mistake a person for a sea turtle or a seal or a sea lion. They're normal, natural food items. Sharks are usually ambush predators, and so they come from underneath. And so from below, a human swimming can easily be mistaken as something that they would normally eat. And they investigate with their mouth, unfortunately, so that bite then causes some damage because they have very sharp teeth.
So black-tip reef sharks are typically non-aggressive. They're typically skittish in the wild. I have swam with them in the wild, and they tend to stay away from humans. They're actually also preyed upon by larger sharks. So for the most part, to humans, they are going to be not dangerous to us.
And for the white-spotted bamboo sharks, since they are bottom dwellers, they're kind of in the same category as stingrays and skates. If you visit an ocean, you're playing on the beach, you can do what's called the stingray shuffle, which you just take your feet and you shuffle them through the sand because they usually will retaliate if they're stepped on. Imagine if something big and heavy got squished on your head. You would try to get that off of you as quickly and as easily as possible. And the only way that they have to do that is with either teeth or with their barb on their tail. So if you do the stingray shuffle, they know you're coming.
We have someone asking if we will be doing a Facebook Live with our octopus.
Potentially, I believe it is on the schedule at some point. I'm not 100% sure right this moment, but definitely we will keep that in mind. I know tomorrow is sea lions. Yeah, sneak peek preview. All right, so Natalie, you're getting ready to finish up here?
Yep, so they're done eating, so I'm just scattering in the rest of the food for the fish. And the bamboos will also eat what's left over.
All right, perfect.
And
Does
then-
anybody have any other questions?
Yeah, Natalie, can you just clarify what other fish species are in this exhibit?
Yeah, so we have what's called a coral grouper, which is a, let's see, I don't know where he is. Oh, he's over here in the coral. Little orangish and blue. Then we have our Tesselata moray eel next to the base there. And we have our blue striped snappers. We have 3 of them in this exhibit. And then we also have our French angelfish, which is quite the character. Everyone loves that fish.
And there's a Remora again.
Oh, yes, of course.
All right, great. So if nobody has any other questions, we're going to wrap this session up. But thank you guys for joining us again today, and we'll be back tomorrow. So stay tuned, and we're going to be here taking care of the animals. So thanks, everybody.